Careful.
Yeah.
Mr. Wolf expects his meals on time. I have to begin his apricot omelette in 20 minutes.
Apricot omelette? No. Just a little adjustment, that's all. Yeah, it's okay now.
Thank you.
Anytime. Just call service.
That's all we've been doing lately. Everything in the house breaking down suddenly. The stove, the telephone, the TV.
Yeah, things today not so good as used to be.
The young woman seems to think well of you, Archie.
As I'm shy.
Good morning, butterfly. Lovely day, isn't it, huh? Lovely day for death.
Tucked inside the morning paper. It wasn't ticking, so I brought it in.
Prince, my apricot omelet.
Yes, sir?
Most satisfactory.
Oh, I'm glad. I was worried. There was trouble with the stove, but the gas company man fixed it in time.
Yeah, the electrician came. He repaired the heater up in the plant room.
Plant room? There was no harm to the orchids.
Oh, no, they're fine. I checked it out with Theodore. There's a magazine reporter wants to arrange an interview.
Is she exceptionally attractive, Archie?
How'd you know it was a she?
If you had not been spurred on by your appraisal of the young woman, you would not have bothered to suggest that I break a long-standing rule, which is no interviews.
Her name's Dana Groves, and she's exceptionally attractive.
I'm afraid you will have to find some other method to persuade her of your desirability, Archie.
Like I said, came with the morning paper. No extra charge. Butterfly with a pin through it.
Now, careful.
Yeah.
Mr. Wolf expects his meals on time. I have to begin his apricot omelet in 20 minutes.
Apricot omelet.
Oh,
No. Just a little adjustment, that's all, yeah. Yeah, it's okay now.
thank you.
Anytime. It's call service.
That's all we've been doing lately. Everything in the house breaking down suddenly. The stove, the telephone, the TV.
Yeah, things today not so good as used to be.
The young woman seems to think well of you, Archie.
As I'm shy. Good morning, Butterfly. Lovely day, isn't it, huh? Lovely day for death.
This was tucked inside the morning paper. It wasn't ticking, so I brought it in.
Prince, my apricot omelet.
Yes, sir?
Most satisfactory.
Oh, I'm glad. I was worried. There was trouble with the stove,
Oh?
but the gas company man fixed it in time.
Yeah, the electrician came. He repaired the heater up in the plant room.
Plant room. There was no harm to the orchids.
Oh, no, they're fine. I checked it out with Theodore. There's a magazine reporter wants to arrange an interview.
Is she exceptionally attractive, Archie?
How'd you know it was a she?
If you had not been spurred on by your appraisal of the young woman, you would not have bothered to suggest that I break a long-standing rule, which is no interviews.
Her name's Dana Groves, and she's exceptionally attractive.
I'm afraid you will have to find some other method to persuade her of your desirability, Archie.
Like I said, came with the morning paper. No extra charge. Butterfly with a pin through it.
Precisely.
I can't read the signature.
Filigree. The signature is filigree. And he is saying quite clearly that he intends to pin Butterfly through the heart.
Oh, wait a minute, you're losing me. Who's Butterfly?
I am. Fritz, you said the repairman came here this morning?
Yes, he was here for nearly an hour.
Then can you describe him?
Of course. He was about this tall, long hair, and a big mustache.
Oh, it's hard to remember exactly. Well, he was about so tall.
You have a mustache, long hair?
No. Very neat. Horn rimmed spectacles. And, oh, yes, a piece of adhesive on his cheek. Cut it shaving, he said.
Wait a minute.
Yes, Archie.
That guy 2 days ago, the TV repairman that worked on the set in your office, he had a piece of adhesive, too. He said he'd gotten burned. He was about the same height as Theodore's friend, and Fritz's.
Hair color?
It was brown with some gray in it. You know, it's funny, though. I got the feeling he dyed it. That he was older than he looked.
He is 58 years of age. And his name is John Allen Brademan. Some time ago, he promised to kill me. It would appear that D-Day has arrived.
Well, you don't know for sure it was this Brademan.
3 men, noticeably different, yet each man is the same height. Each man has something in the nature of a disguise. Mustache, horn-rimmed glasses, or a piece of adhesive tape. Each man wears a distinctive uniform or work coverall. Clearly, Archie, one man, disguised, in my home, unwatched, doing anything he liked.
Doing what? Now, we checked everything. Nothing is missing.
Perhaps, but I'm very much afraid that something has been added. Brademan's specialty was demolition.
In the army?
Yes. He was a hero. A much decorated hero, I might add. Some time ago, in a war fought, of course, to ensure eternal peace, I commanded a military intelligence unit. We were very successful until we were betrayed by one of our own, John Allen Brademan, codenamed Filigree. As a result of that betrayal, 3 of my men were ambushed by the enemy and shot to death. When Brademan realized he was under suspicion, he escaped. He lived under an assumed identity for 7 years. He was finally caught, tried, and sentenced to 20 years imprisonment.
Now he's out.
Obviously. And planning to kill me, as promised. In a pathetic attempt at revenge.
Pathetic? No, not so pathetic, my friend, as you are about to learn.
All right, Goodwin, what do you want to know about this Brademan character?
Inspector Wolf's always been interested in prison reform. Brademan's sort of a test case.
Well, his sentence was commuted last year. Good behavior. He was a model prisoner.
How long ago did he get out?
9 months?
Any current address?
Ha, ha, ha.
No current address. Looks like the studious type.
He took every course the prison offered.
Electrical engineering, chemistry, physics. It says here he rebuilt the prison's telephone switching system. That's very impressive. Any chance you could run a trace on him?
If I had a reason.
Friendship?
Friendship costs, Goodwin. I want to know why Wolf is interested.
He's interested in the way Brademan educated himself. Oh, what he's doing with his life now, things like that.
Okay, I'll see what I can pick up.
Hello, remember me?
How could I forget? Dana Grove's girl reporter. Mr. Wolf said no. And when he says no that way, he means no in every language. I'm sorry. But we could have dinner Friday night, and I could apologize in detail.
What would he do if you just brought me in?
Fire me?
Well, then you'd be sure to have Friday night free, wouldn't you?
My problem is I'm too easy.
I'll be gentle.
Gentle.
You, I take it, are Miss Groves.
I prefer Dana.
Surely Mr. Goodwin explained to you that I do not grant interviews.
Yes, he did.
I consider them the equivalent of capering nude in public. Good day, Miss Groves, and you are free to take Mr. Goodwin with you.
Good morning, Butterfly. Do you recognize the voice?
I've been expecting your call, Filigree.
Don't bother, Goodwin. The phone won't work anymore except for me. You see, as I was saying, you can't call out unless you ask me very nicely. You might want to call for help, and we can't have that now, can we, eh?
I assume we're also under visual surveillance.
Oh, yes, you are.
You always were a gifted technician.
What's going on?
Don't worry about anything. It'll be all right.
I'm not worried. I'm fascinated. I came for a story, didn't I?
I hope you're hungry, Butterfly.
Not at the moment, Filigree. Why?
I'm about to give a cooking lesson.
Fritz, the kitchen. Fritz, get away from this stuff! Are you all right, Fritz? There we are, Fritz. It is not serious.
How did it happen? I'm fine, sir. Thank you.
Fair warning, Butterfly.
Whose voice is that?
His name's John Allen Brademan, an old associate.
You can stop sniffing around, Goodwin. I'm wired into your own intercom system. You'd have to rip it all out to forgo the pleasure of my voice.
You may imagine you have some grudge against me, Brademan, but you have wounded an innocent man.
Well, I don't mean to hurt anybody innocent, but anybody in your house finds himself in a battle zone.
Tell me, exactly what are we fighting about?
Guilt and innocence. I was court-martial hounded, railroaded into prison for 20 years. Treason, that was it. No, not treason. That was the lie. You lied, and that lie sent me to prison for 20 years. I'm gonna rip the truth out of you, out of your guts. Guilt and innocence, Butterfly. Your guilt and my innocence.
Then it is between us alone. Let the rest of them go.
No, I may need them.
You have me trapped in my house. What more do you need?
It's no longer your house. It's mine. Telephone, electricity, gas, top to bottom. Don't try to open the doors or windows either. Think of it as a toy house, a paper construction held in my hand. And when I am quite ready, I close my hand. Get away from that phone, Goodwin! I said it's my house now.
Right? Sure. Okay.
Archie! Archie!
Archie!
Look, I'm going out. Now, if he's bluffing, we're clear. If he isn't, it's going to be one hell of a diversion. You can all get out.
Hey, I don't want to get anywhere. Don't worry about me. I was hoping to get an interview and I walked into a page one wire service story. I want it.
kid is not exactly the kind you might get to file. Now, he could kill us all.
Well, that's the second point. He's got this whole place wired. He wouldn't leave the front door open for us to walk out. He said don't touch the doors or windows.
I know. But I am willing to risk it.
Archie, you will commit no such imbecility. Miss Groves is right. Stay away from the door.
Sorry, Mr. Wolf. This time I'm on my own.
It was just a warning, Goodman. There's half a kilo of explosives planted in that door frame. Open the door, and it blows. Maybe the whole house with it.
Archie?
It's okay. You don't have to say it. I was just checking out our friend.
Isn't there anything we can do, sir?
Yes. Fritz, are you strong enough to restore order in your kitchen and begin preparations for lunch?
Archie cut the gas lines.
A cold lunch, then.
Yes, sir.
And you can search the plant room, Theodore. I want no risk to the orchids.
Very good, sir.
Activity's the best therapy. Is that it, Mr. Wolf?
Precisely. And I do not intend to be deprived of my lunch. Miss Groves, you may wait in my office. We shall search the rest of the house, Archie.
Well, that's a very good idea, Butterfly. Yes, I do believe you'll find that I've been quite thorough. Oh, my, that's a very handsome room, Butterfly. Fit for, say, the Last Supper. Goodman, did I startle you?
Not at all. I warned him to expect it.
As you are always brilliant, Butterfly. You've already worked out everything, haven't you? My entire plan.
Yes, I have. You intend to blackmail me with threats against my staff and that girl. To force a fraudulent confession from me. Well, it's a dead end, I fear, Filigree.
Dead end, I like the sound of that. Dead end.
If I do not agree, how long do I have?
Well, the rest of your life. Oh, rest! Put it back again. Well, the rest of your life. Rest, Butterfly. Take a nap. Oh, dear. Well, perhaps it wouldn't have been much of a rest at that.
Well, among the 20,000-odd species of the Orchidaceae, there are over 150 native to North America. These Habernarias, for example. You're about to ask what relevance has horticulture to homicide, I imagine.
Yeah, my very words.
Well, none, sir, except to the degree that I am involved in both at the moment. I would like for you to note these creations of nature. Unique, fragile, beautiful. One of the few beneficial results of human interaction with our ecology.
We hybridized them here. It took 6 years.
Yes, but well worth it, Theodore. They're beyond compare.
Indeed they are, sir. The most important thing
The entire house is covered. Even this room is wired. But I think we can talk in the basement room. We will go down there separately. Try not to attract attention. Fritz, guide Miss Groves.
I'll be back in a moment, sir.
Very good, Theodore. In my office in 10 minutes, Archie, yes?
Right. It's just a taste of what's to come, Butterfly. You have exactly 5 minutes.
Archie! Archie!
there any place he didn't plant one?
We have 5 minutes, Archie. Kindly get everybody else as far away as possible.
But they're downstairs. They'll be okay. 5 minutes ought to give us enough time to get at that thing. Maybe. I hope you know how to disarm a bomb.
My memory serves me, yes, I do.
Good. Makes me feel better by about 2%.
I can see it now. Now what?
Do not touch it, Archie. It probably has an equilibrium trigger. If you move it even a fraction of an inch, it will detonate.
So what do I do?
Examine it closely. We have about 3 minutes. Now tell me what you see.
It's wrapped in tape. It's 2 wires. That's all I can get at without moving it.
Are the wires the same thickness?
Yes.
What colors are they?
One black, one red.
Do you have your penknife handy?
I'm never without it. My Boy Scout training. Now what?
All right, cut the red wire carefully, very carefully. Do not move the bomb itself. Do not move the bomb.
Oh, what makes you so sure cutting the red wire won't change our address?
Filigree always had an orderly mind. Red for detonation. That's the way it was in the books. 30 seconds, Archie. All right, cut the red wire now.
It's cut. Now what?
We wait and see if I was right. 9 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Satisfactory, Archie.
Most satisfactory, Goodwin. So far. Butterfly, you understand this was merely a test. There is more to come. Much, much more.
More trouble, sir?
What happened?
A small delay. I am reasonably certain we can speak freely in this room. It has no wiring as yet, no openings to the outside. Archie has just defused a bomb that was set to explode in the elevator.
He said he wouldn't kill you
If I confessed my guilt, precisely. At which point he means to kill me, face to face, point blank. It would be his way. Which also means he will have to enter this house. He will be vulnerable when he does, and only then. Before that moment occurs, we may have time to act.
Which means you have a plan.
I have, Archie. I have indeed. Well, Archie?
I think I found the TV remote.
Good. Now, from this moment forward, no talking, please.
want you to stay back. I'm going to open a window panel, and it may be wired.
Archie, don't.
I have to take a chance. It's the only way out.
When?
As soon as it gets dark.
Wolf!
Yes?
I hope you're not being stupid.
We share that hope, John.
You said you had a plan. You realize that there are other lives at stake beside yours.
My only plan is to preserve the lives of everyone in this house.
Well, whatever your plan is, it won't work. Now, I want all of you in one place in your entry hall where I can see you all. Otherwise, your house will be an empty lot.
Braverman!
You know I mean what I say. Now, all together, butterfly, or all dead.
You can't be serious. You used to have great respect for life. There is no need to involve innocent people. This is between us. We can settle it.
You sent me into an 8 by 10-foot coffin for nearly 20 years! I want payment for that!
Yes, of course I understand. Let the others go. I'll wait here for you.
Let them go where? Straight to the police? Oh, you must really think I'm mad.
That was scarcely necessary.
It's only a sample. Get them into the entry hall, now!
What if I tell you I am prepared to give you your confession?
I'm not prepared to believe you. No, not until we're face to face. And see you confess to me, to admit it to me, on paper. Get them into the hall. Or the next button I press won't be a light switch.
Very well. Fritz, Theodore, Archie, into the entry hall at once, please. And Archie, see that Miss Groves comes with you. It is important that we cooperate with Mr. Braverman. He is most insistent.
Most insistent.
Can you hear me?
Yes. What's happening there? What's Wolf up to, Dana? Tell me.
Can't you just talk to him? Get him to confess the truth?
Dana, you know what sort of a man Wolf is. I've told you often enough. I mean, he betrayed me, put me into jail. He's gonna pay for it.
Father, please. I want your name cleared as much as you do. But an innocent man has already been hurt.
It was an accident. He's old. He didn't move fast enough. Where's Goodwin? Dana, where's Archie? Where is he? Dana, tell me.
He's gonna climb down from the roof. Father, you promised me there'd be no killing. All you wanted from Nero Wolf was the truth. Archie had nothing to do with it. Don't hurt him. Father.
Why should I hurt him, darling? I mean, I don't even know the man. Go on down and join the others, huh? Down the entryway.
Archie, you all right? Miss Groves indicated you were still up here. I felt you might try something foolhardy.
We heard shots.
Brademan spotted me.
No, he wouldn't shoot at you.
Indeed? And why not, Miss Groves?
Well, I mean, the things he said. His quarrel is with you.
Oh, apparently he's not that particular. It was like he was waiting for me. He knew what I was up to.
Yes. We are therefore going to have to block his surveillance of this house.
How?
Theodore, go downstairs. Cut off all the electricity, gas, and water. Fritz, destroy our intercommunication system.
I'd have to break into the walls.
Do so. We shall operate with flashlights and our knowledge of this house. Archie, you and I will search for any further explosive traps our friend has set. And from this moment on, all of you, absolute silence.
Archie, the whole house is probably booby-trapped. You are so damn loyal to Nero Wolfe. Why should you or any of us risk our lives for him?
Did you listen to me? Now, Brademan wounded Fritz. He shot at me. It's not a private war any longer. Now, he's mad. You heard what Wolfe said then. No more talking.
Very good, Nero, very good indeed. You knew your silence would ultimately bring me here.
You always were a man with a consuming curiosity.
I have distracted your people. I don't want us disturbed.
Not now, not at this moment that I have dreamed about all these years. Your confession. On paper.
Or are you planning on taking your filthy secret to the grave? I want it all, you understand? All of it. How you betrayed our outfit. How you betrayed me. All of it. All the lies! Ah!
Come in, Miss Brademan.
You knew?
For some time. Actually, it was most ingenious. All the electronic gadgetry is a distraction while your father planted a spy in my house. When he was able to anticipate Archie's attempt to escape, I was certain.
You were always smarter, Butterfly. Always. You always had that going for you.
Why didn't you stop me?
Use violence, and thereby trigger more violence. I do not approve of stupidity, my dear. And perhaps I hope that you would see the truth. That I am innocent. That your father is ill.
Ill.
That he needs help.
Lies. Distortions. He used them against me before. He's trying to again.
My father told me the whole story over the years. Every time I went to see him in prison.
Did he ever happen to mention Captain Ryan, or Captain Davis, or Captain Silver?
No. Who are they?
Men who died because of your father.
No, you, because of you.
Men in our unit. Your father betrayed them, and because of that, they were cut down by the enemy. And you could not live with that, could you, John? So you lied, and swallowed the lie, and let it poison you. All those bitter years spent hating me for something you did.
Don't you. It was you.
I want you to think back, John. Think back to a night which you have tried to erase from your memory. That dank night of May 17, when a small intelligence unit went out on a critical mission. But we were missing one man, John Allen Brademan, codenamed Filigree. Why was he not with us? Nobody knew. Not then. So we went ahead without him, into the woods. And minutes later, 3 of our good friends were dead from a hail of bullets. And the rest of us were in flight. And when the sorry remnants of that mission found cover and huddled together, tending our wounds, we knew why Filigree had not accompanied us. It was you, John, who got word of our mission to the enemy.
No. You told them. You told them before you started out. I got lost in the woods, in the fog. That's why I wasn't with the unit.
No! You told them the very path we would follow through the woods where their death squad awaited us.
I told nobody anything. Give me the gun.
No.
It's all over, Brademan.
Don't hurt him! I don't know how to explain what I did. Before my mother died, we used to visit him in prison every week. He told me that story over and over again. I grew up with it. I believed him.
After all that we endured together in those desperate hours, would you believe me, Dana, if I told you that I thought your father was a good man?
I do know he was a good father.
Yes. He taught you the difference between right and wrong. You were able to recognize the truth.
Look, by the way, on the subject of truth, Dana is a reporter.
The significance of that observation, Archie, manages to elude me completely.
It means she still wants an interview.
I know. You think it's the same as dancing nude in public.
Unless, of course, Archie can give you some suggestions on how to change the mind of a stubborn old mule.
Over a dinner, perhaps?
Excellent idea, Archie. Over dinner, perhaps.
Over dinner.
She burst into my office, bleeding and dying, with only seconds to reveal her husband's killer. Before I die, the murderer is in the... A sniper's bullet silenced her forever. Now I had 2 murders to solve, and the killer was family. Chapter 1. A Deadly Confession. The brass nameplate on my door read, Michael Cordovan, Private Investigator. But tonight, it might as well have read, Undertaker. She was dying when she arrived. Eleanor Blackwood stumbled into my second-floor office on a rain-slicked November evening, crimson spreading across her white ermine coat like spilled wine. My partner, Catherine Morrison, dropped her coffee cup with a crash. "Good Lord!" Kit lunged forward, catching Mrs. Blackwood before she collapsed onto the worn Persian rug that had seen better days and better clients. "Detective Cordovan," the society matriarch's voice rattled with each labored breath. Her fingers, still laden with diamonds worth more than my annual income, clutched my sleeve with surprising strength. "Before I die, you must know the truth. My husband's death wasn't suicide." I knelt beside her, supporting her head as Kit pressed a handkerchief against the wound in her chest. The blood was coming too fast, too much. We both knew she had minutes at most. "Mrs. Blackwood, who did this to you?" Her pale lips trembled. "The same person who murdered Charles 3 weeks ago. The killer is in the..." A gunshot shattered my office window. Glass exploded inward like crystalline rain. Eleanor Blackwood's eyes went vacant mid-sentence, her confession dying with her final breath. Kit dropped to the floor, pulling me down with her trained reflexes. "Sniper, second building across the street." I crawled back to Eleanor's body, checking for a pulse I knew wouldn't be there. 2 murders now. Her husband Charles had died 3 weeks ago, ruled a suicide by the same police department that wouldn't believe my suspicions. And now Eleanor, silenced permanently before she could name his killer. "Kit, pull the Blackwood file. Every page, every note, every detail I gathered." My partner nodded, already moving toward the filing cabinet with the practiced efficiency that made her invaluable. Catherine Morrison had been my associate for 5 years, ever since she'd left the DA's office after one too many guilty men walked free on technicalities. She had brilliant green eyes, copper hair she kept pinned in professional efficiency, and an investigative mind sharper than most detectives twice her age. I stood slowly, peering carefully out the shattered window. The street below was empty, except for the usual late-night traffic. The shooter was long gone, vanished into the Manhattan darkness like smoke. Eleanor Blackwood lay on my office floor, her expensive coat ruined, her secrets locked away forever. Or so the killer hoped. But I'd been investigating Charles Blackwood's supposed suicide for 2 weeks at Eleanor's private request. She'd been convinced her husband hadn't taken his own life, despite the evidence, despite the signed death certificate, despite the typed suicide note found on his desk. Now she was dead too, and her incomplete final words echoed in my mind. The killer is in the what? The house? The family? The room? Kit returned with a thick manila folder. The Blackwood case. Everything we've gathered. I took it, feeling its weight. Somewhere in these pages was the answer. Somewhere in the tangled web of Manhattan high society, old money, and family secrets was a murderer desperate enough to kill twice. Tomorrow morning, we visit the Blackwood mansion. It's time to have a conversation with the family. Kit's eyes hardened with that hunter's instinct I'd learned to trust. And if the killer is there, then we'll be ready. I looked down at Eleanor's body one last time. She came to me for justice. She died trying to give me the truth. I intend to honor both. The game had changed tonight. This was personal now.
Chapter 2. The Suspects Gather. The Blackwood mansion on Fifth Avenue stood like a monument to old money and older secrets. I arrived at 10 the next morning with Kit at my side, both of us dressed appropriately for visiting New York's upper crust. The butler, a silver-haired man named Jameson, regarded us with a disdain servants reserve for those who work for a living. The family is assembled in the library as you requested, Mr. Cordovan. I had pulled strings with the police commissioner, calling in favors to get this meeting. 3 people waited inside, each with motives as sharp as knives. Harrison Blackwood sat in a leather wingback chair, his resemblance to his dead brother unmistakable. 42 years old, with thinning hair and nervous hands that couldn't stay still, he wore an expensive suit that couldn't hide the desperation in his eyes. As Charles's younger brother, he had inherited the entire shipping empire, a fortune worth millions. "This is preposterous, Cordovan," he said before I could speak. "My brother shot himself. The police investigated. There was a suicide note. End of story." "Then why did your sister-in-law die in my office last night, trying to tell me otherwise?" Harrison paled visibly, his hands gripping the chair arms. "Eleanor's death is tragic, but it has nothing to do with Charles, doesn't it?" I let the question hang in the air. Vera Ashford stood by the window, her platinum blonde hair perfectly coiffed, her scarlet lips pressed into a thin lime. 28 years old and beautiful in that calculated way women are when beauty is their profession. She had been Charles Blackwood's executive secretary for 3 years, and rumor painted her as something more. I was devoted to Mr. Blackwood. His death devastated me completely. Her eyes were dry. I made a note of that in my mental ledger. The third occupant of the room reeked with whiskey despite the early hour. Dr. Edmund Thorne had been the Blackwood family physician for 20 years. Now in his 60s, with trembling hands and broken blood vessels mapping his nose, he looked like a man carrying heavy burdens. "Suicide," he stated flatly. "Clear case. Gun in his hand, note on the desk, single shot to the temple. I signed the death certificate myself." Kit flipped open her notebook with deliberate casualness. "A note in his handwriting, Doctor." Thorne's jaw tightened. Well, it was typed, but the sentiment was clearly his. "But convenient," I interjected, "especially since Charles Blackwood had arthritis so severe he could barely hold a pen, let alone keep a pistol steady enough for a temple shot." The room went silent. Harrison's face flushed red. Vera Ashford turned from the window, her composure cracking for the first time. Dr. Thorne reached for a flask in his coat pocket. "That's preposterous," Harrison finally sputtered. "Are you accusing someone in this room of murder?" "I'm stating facts, Mr. Blackwood. Your brother couldn't have physically committed suicide the way the scene suggested, which means someone staged it." I walked slowly around the room, studying each face. Kit added quietly, "Someone who had something to gain from his death. Or something to hide," I finished. Vera Ashford's hand went to her throat, fingers touching a pearl necklace. "I had nothing to do with any of this." "Then you won't mind answering some questions. Starting with why you purchased a one-way ticket to Havana dated for 2 days after Charles's death. A ticket you never used." Her face went white as winter snow. Harrison stood up abruptly. "I think this interview is over, Cordovan." "On the contrary," I replied calmly. "It's just beginning. One of you is a murderer, and Eleanor Blackwood died trying to tell me which one." Chapter 3. Poison, Lies, and Evidence. Kit's research revealed the first crack in the carefully constructed facade. We spent the afternoon in my office, surrounded by papers, photographs, and the kind of details that solve murders. "Michael, look at these banking records." She spread the documents across my desk with the precision of a surgeon laying out instruments. Harrison Blackwood withdrew $50,000 in cash the week before Charles died. No explanation in the ledger, no business expense recorded. Blackmail money? Or payment for a killer? I studied the withdrawal slip, noting the date, 3 days before Charles's death. There's more. Kit's green eyes had that glint I'd learned meant she'd found something significant. Vera Ashford purchased that one-way ticket to Havana using her own savings, not Charles's money. She booked it the day after Charles died, but never showed up at the airport. "Because Eleanor was still alive," I said slowly, the pieces beginning to fit together. Vera couldn't run while Eleanor was investigating. "And Dr. Thorne," Kit pulled out another file. "The good doctor has gambling debts at 3 underground clubs in Hell's Kitchen, $70,000 deep, with some very unpleasant people. The kind who break fingers first and ask questions later." 3 suspects, 3 clear motives. Harrison needed his brother's fortune. Vera wanted to escape something. Thorne was desperate for money. But something felt wrong, like a symphony played slightly off-key. I returned to the Blackwood mansion that afternoon, this time alone. The police had released the crime scene, and Jameson, the butler, admitted me reluctantly to Charles's private study. The room remained exactly as it had been found that fatal morning 3 weeks ago. Charles's mahogany desk dominated the space. The typed suicide note sat in a plastic evidence bag returned by the police. The Colt .45 that supposedly ended his life lay beside it, also bagged and tagged. I sat in Charles's leather chair, trying to see what everyone had missed. The desk was positioned for right-handed use. The pen holder, the telephone, the lamp, all arranged for right-hand access. The gun had been found in his right hand, according to the police report. Then I saw it, so obvious in hindsight that I cursed my own blindness. I pulled out Charles's medical file that Kit had obtained from a cooperative records clerk. Page 12 documented a childhood injury. Charles Blackwood's right hand had been crushed in a riding accident at age 9. He'd been left-handed by necessity ever since, with limited mobility in his right hand even after multiple surgeries. The gun was positioned for a right-handed shot. Charles couldn't have held it steady with his crippled right hand, and his arthritic left hand was barely functional, according to recent medical notes. This wasn't suicide. This was murder, staged by someone who didn't know Charles well enough to understand his physical limitations. I stood and walked to the liquor cabinet, noting the dust patterns. Someone had moved the bottles recently. Behind the gin, I found what I was looking for. a prescription bottle from Dr. Thorne, issued 2 days before Charles's death, digitalis for his heart condition. The bottle was nearly full, 30 tablets remaining from a prescription of 32. I called Kit immediately. Get this analyzed. I think Charles was being poisoned before he was shot. Small doses of digitalis can mimic heart problems, make someone weak and confused. That would explain the medical visits, Kit said over the phone. Dr. Thorne saw Charles 4 times in the 2 weeks before his death, more than usual, according to Eleanor's calendar. I examined the study more carefully. Behind Charles's desk, I found a small leather journal wedged between law books. The entries were brief but damning. Charles had documented feeling increasingly ill, suspecting something was wrong with his medication. The final entry, dated the day before his death, read simply, "Confronted Edmund about the prescriptions. He seemed frightened. Must investigate further. Trust no one." The pieces were falling into place, but I needed proof. I needed something concrete that would hold up in court and convince the police to reopen the case. Kit arrived 30 minutes later with the toxicology results rushed through a private lab. Digitalis poisoning, chronic exposure, enough to cause severe symptoms but not immediate death. Someone was weakening him systematically, making him vulnerable for the final act. But who pulled the trigger? Kit asked. I looked at the evidence spread before us. That's what we're going to find out tonight.
Chapter 4. The Truth Before Death. I called them all back to the mansion library at midnight. The butler, Jameson, looked disapproving, but admitted us without argument. Harrison, Vera, and Dr. Thorne assembled in the same room, their faces masks of annoyance and poorly concealed fear. "Let me tell you about murder," I began, standing before the fireplace like a prosecutor before a jury. "Charles Blackwood didn't kill himself. He was murdered by someone in this room. And Eleanor Blackwood died because she knew the truth." Harrison shifted in his chair, his expensive shoes tapping nervously against the oriental rug. Vera's perfect composure showed hairline cracks around her eyes. Dr. Thorne reached for his ever-present flask with shaking hands. "The evidence seemed to point everywhere at first. Harrison's mysterious $50,000, Vera's escape ticket to Havana, Dr. Thorne's crushing gambling debts." I paused, letting them absorb each accusation. Beautiful red herrings, all of them, distractions from the real conspiracy. "Then who killed my brother?" Harrison demanded, rising from his seat. "You did, Harrison." I pointed directly at him. "But you didn't work alone." Kit moved to block the library door as Harrison took a step backward. Her hand rested casually near her coat pocket, where I knew she kept a small revolver. "Your brother was changing his will," I continued, my voice cold and factual. "He'd discovered irregularities in the company accounts, money you'd been embezzling for years to support your gambling habit and your mistress in Brooklyn. Charles was going to expose you and leave everything to charity. You'd get nothing except a prison sentence." Harrison's face turned crimson. "That's a lie. I never—" I interrupted. "So you recruited Dr. Thorne, paid off his gambling debts with that $50,000 in exchange for his help. The good doctor began slowly poisoning Charles with digitalis overdoses, making him weak, confused, easy to manipulate." Dr. Thorne's flask clattered to the floor. "He was going to report me for medical malpractice, something about a patient who died under suspicious circumstances. I had no choice. Harrison said he'd destroy the evidence if I helped him." "Then came the staged suicide," Kit added, her voice sharp as broken glass. "Harrison shot his brother with Charles's own gun, positioned it in the wrong hand because he didn't know about the childhood injury. Typed the suicide note because Charles's arthritis was too obvious. Dr. Thorne certified the death and buried the evidence of poisoning in a quick cremation order." "What about Vera?" Harrison snarled, desperate now. "What about her ticket to Havana?" "Vera discovered Charles was being poisoned,"
I said, turning to the secretary. You noticed the symptoms, checked his medication, realized something was wrong. You confronted Harrison, didn't you? Vera's tears finally came, mascara streaking down her perfect cheeks. He threatened to frame me for having an affair with Charles, to ruin my reputation completely. Said I'd tell everyone I was a gold digger who killed her employer for money. I was terrified, so I planned to disappear. But Eleanor was watching. She found her husband's journal 3 weeks after his death. His final entries documented feeling ill, suspecting poison. She came to me because she knew Harrison had killed him. Her dying words weren't cut off by the assassin's bullet. They were complete. The killer is in the family. Harrison's hand moved toward his coat. Kit's revolver appeared instantly, steady and professional. Don't even think about it, she warned. It's over, Harrison, I said quietly. Eleanor set everything in motion before she died. Her last act of love for Charles, for the truth. The police arrived within minutes, summoned by Kit's earlier phone call. Detective Sergeant Murphy took Harrison and Dr. Thorne into custody, while Vera gave her statement as a witness rather than an accomplice. Kit and I stood on the mansion steps as dawn painted Fifth Avenue in shades of gold and gray. The November cold bit through our coats, but neither of us moved to leave. Eleanor got her justice, Kit observed, watching the police cars disappear into early morning traffic. Before she died, she set everything in motion, I agreed, lighting a cigarette against the wind. Her last words were enough. In this city of 8 million souls, murder often hides behind respectability and family dinners. But the dead have voices if you're willing to listen. Eleanor and Charles Blackwood could finally rest, unburdened by secrets and lies. Justice may arrive late, but it always arrives.